Look like DJ Chose. Peace, peace. I'm gonna call you be heavy on my mental. But if you play, I'm gonna forget you. It's your boy, Sincere 7, coming to you live and direct from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. The Pat, representing House of Genesis. What's really popping my penis? Can't approach you. I never did been hiding my emotions. What's really good, peoples? It's your boy. I'm just tapping in, man. Just coming in, kicking with y'all real quick, man. I ain't about to teach nothing, to drop no science and nothing. Really, I'm just tapping in. I've been traveling all over. So contrary to social media posts, I am absolutely beautiful. Well, thank you. But I meant like my soul, yeah, my where I'm at, you know. There was some challenging situations that took place. And like I always say, I share my shit and wear it openly so that others can see how easy it is to just be you. One of the greatest compliments that I get from people around me is that they appreciate how real I am. They appreciate my integrity. They appreciate how I can wear my emotions and my thoughts on my sleeve. So I be telling people, like, I know that the way I move at times can be controversial or challenging to other people's thought processes, because we've all been taught to go with the grain. We've all been taught to not go against the grain, to not upset, to go with, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how the whole idea of the sheep, you know what I'm saying, being led to slaughter, that's where it came from, right? And we have to be able to take our consciousness back. You got to be able to take your pride back. You got to be able to take your security, right? And so, like, just be you. Share your feelings, share your thoughts, share your emotions, right? Like, it's going to be controversial, but nobody cares about your thoughts. They really care about your actions. People talk about your thoughts, but they care about your actions. That's really it. People talk about people all day. People talk about me in a way where, you know, would make you think that they feel some type of way about me, but they'll still fuck with me. They'll still come to, you know what I'm saying, do services and all of it, because they know that whatever they talking about ain't really got nothing to how we walk it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I be telling people, a lot of people get confused when they have conversations with me or they be around me, and then they be like, well, dang, why was these people saying this? Or why was these people saying that? Well, because that's those people's experiences, right? So you got to understand, like, dealing with me, I got so many different, like, you got to think, I'm a hood dude, so I'm from the hood, I'm found in the hood, you know what I'm saying, do my work in the hood, right, teaching the hood, right? But at the same time, I'm not a hood dude. You feel me? I'm not made by the hood, right? I'm made through the hood. And so all these ideologies, businessman, okay, that's one operation where if you're dealing with me on a business tip, I'm going to have a certain personality or character at that time. And then when I'm doing my medicine man work, that's a whole different character. That's a whole different personality. That's a whole different instance. You know what I'm saying? And everything that I do, when you meet me in that realm, that is going to be practiced in that realm as it is. But overall, just dealing with Sincere 7, that's the character. That's you. That's what you, well, me. That's what I want to be. That's who I am. That's how I express myself. My father used to tell me as a youth, know before whom you stand and adjust yourself accordingly. Know before whom you stand and adjust yourself accordingly. So what does that mean? That means learn who the hell you talking to before you start talking. A lot of people had this idea, well, this is me and this is who I am and this is who I'm going to be. And if you don't like it, then you can shut up. You're stupid. That's not the way that the world works. That's not the way that this works. And if you think it is, get pulled over or go to court. And if you keep that same mindset, you're going to find out. You know what I'm saying? Go get a job. You keep that same mindset, you're going to find out. Go to school. You keep that same mindset, you're going to find out. We have to adjust to our circumstances and the things that we are in, right? So I don't know where that came from, but I just had to share that. But what's popping at the past? So, man, motion. There's a lot of motion. We are, the House of Genesis is traveling every month to Texas and California, and thinking about adding one more city onto that. And if there's two more, then I might do every other month in 4 different cities. Right now, I'm doing every month in 2 cities. If I add on to that, I might do every other month in 1 city, and you know what I'm saying? So just saying, I'm moving around. The House of Genesis is traveling. We are giving lectures all over, teaching the people about, you know what I'm saying, the animal kingdom, as well as the healing with the kingdoms, how to become a practitioner. That's another thing. The classes have been released. The schedule for 2026 is released. So there's people who in the past have waited till the last minute to get into the classes. And for those reasons, it'd be kind of challenging. Let me just say, let's not wait till the last minute. The classes are released. It's December 2025. So at no time in 2026 should anybody be saying, how can we get in here quick? What can we do? Can we make something happen? We cannot, right? We're going to learn to take care of things that we really want to do. And when you do, you will schedule those things. You will work them in. You will make them happen. So with that being said, the schedules for 2026 is released. Bee venom therapy, Cambo therapy, bee venom administration, Cambo administration, as well as Reiki certification, all are going to be offered. There's a Healing with the Kingdoms introduction to becoming a practitioner for those individuals who want to become an alternative health practitioner but don't have a foundation. That was something that we started because there was quite a few people who were, as we found out, coming to the Snake Venom Practitioners class and signing up to learn how to administer snake venom. And I was finding out in that individuals had the idea or the desire to become a alternative health practitioner and thought that that class would prepare them. And I had to explain to them, this class is another tool to use for alternative health practitioners, for life coaches, and for spiritual coaches. But it is not a foundational teaching on how to become an alternative health practitioner. So we had people leaving with the skill of being snake venom practitioners that still needed some education behind how to become an alternative health practitioner. Okay. So with that being said, that was one of the reasons for the creation of the Healing with the Kingdoms Introduction to Becoming a Health Practitioner class. So that is also being offered on the www.venomspractitioner.org. So anybody interested in becoming a practitioner or receiving some continued education in some of those fields, it's there. So that's what the House of Genesis is doing. It's traveling, taking the medicine works on the road, taking the educations on the road, having an awesome time. I've been going to Sacramento, California, to the Radiant Light Healing Center with the electric energy, energy enhancement systems, the EES systems, right? The scalar waves. First of all, that technology in itself, which would be, I would refer to it as biohacking, which would be in the kingdom of man, for those who are wondering. It was awesome. The radiant light was awesome. Everything they do there is awesome. But the people there are absolutely phenomenal. I have met some new family, some new friends, some new associates, some new business partners, all in that area. So shout out to Radiant Light Healing Center. Shout out to Dawn. Shout out to Dr. Debbie. You know what I'm saying? Honorable mention to Cam if she watches. You shouldn't be watching. Don't let me get you sideways. You know what I'm saying? But from there, I was introduced to this community up in this place called Nevada City. Beautiful, beautiful yoga studio called Warmth Studios. If you ever in the Grass Valley, Nevada City area, stop in the Warmth Studios, holla at Mariah. You know what I'm saying? Some great people down there. So I just wanted to give a public thank you for the welcome they gave me, for the community welcoming with open arms, for the support, for the time that we spent. See, that's one thing, y'all. Let me tell y'all just something about the life of a snake venom practitioner. Being a shaman and a medicine man in my community for 20 years plus, one thing that I could say that I have seen and realized is that as being a snake venom practitioner, one of the joys, one of the benefits, one of the beauties that come with it is the time spent with the clients. The time spent with the clients, the intimacy that's reached. Most of the medicines and different modalities that we work with people is usually a come see me, you'll be here for a day or two. Generally, I spend about 4 days with my clients when I go out of town to these different states and cities, right? So when I go, we'll start off with a lecture, right? And then we'll start the Venoms. That's day one. Then the next morning, we'll do cushion coffee with a cap. So some people come to the Venoms, and then some people come back to the cushion coffee with a cap. And some people just come to the cushion coffee with a cap. Then the next day, which is the third day, we do another, well, so the first day I do cushion coffee with a cap, and then we do the Venoms again, okay? And then the next day, we do a cushion coffee with a cap, and we do the Venoms again. Now, it's always somebody who had to go to work, had to go somewhere, had to miss something, so they got to come back for the next day. So then we come back for the fourth day, and most people will come back, whether they did Venoms or not. And we'll do Venoms, and we'll sit, and we'll talk. We might have some type of ceremony or class in those 3 or 4 days. But we spend a lot of time walking and talking. We spend time doing the cushion coffee with a cap. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of talking with one another. And so what I'm saying is that as a snake venom practitioner, this practice gives me the access and ability to become more intimate with everybody that I come into contact with. And if you're not familiar with the roadmap to intimacy, go to the YouTube page, type in roadmap to intimacy, watch the video. Maybe I'll do it again. But if you understand what I'm talking about when I say intimacy, I'm talking about that roadmap to intimacy, y'all. And so I have that with the majority of the people that I serve. Now, some people will come in, they'll be looking for the medicine. They're not real talkative, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I let them go in their space, do what they need to do. But the majority of y'all, we sit, we talk. I know about y'all babies. You don't know about my babies. We know about each other's relationships. We know about each other's spiritual practices. We talk. I tell y'all some of the stories of where I've been and what I've done. Some of y'all share about your family and what you've been through. So it's like we're not just doing Venoms. You know what I'm saying? We're sharing time and space, and we're healing, and we're talking, and we are going through a lot of things in life that we are dealing with. So even when we're doing that cushion coffee, they have me primed up. For those of y'all who know, when I take my entheogens, that space that I be in, that's why I do the cushion coffee with them. I want them to be able to have access to that, to be able to witness who I am in those realms while they are in the realms of getting their Venoms. While they are in that space, they get to see Sincere 7 on both sides. They get to see Sincere, and they got to see 7. They get to see the medicine man who's at work, who's professional, who's very strict and very straight to it and doesn't play. And then they get to see me in the morning when I'm cushing coffee, smoking a blunt, kicking my live shit, talking that fly shit, and then the entheogens come in, and then I get to channel and shit, and they get to asking questions, and I'm just going back and forth with them, and we are just cracking atoms. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get to experience that. And then some of the people who come through late night when it's all over. Like, because when it's all said and done, we're done serving Venoms, done doing no class. We go to dinner. Sometimes we go to dinner, we have wine, might have a little cocktail. Sometimes we come back, watch movies. So then we get to see and spend space and time off of work, outside of the spaces, outside of the empathogen and entheogenic spaces, right? And more in the recreational spaces. How do you relax? How do you chill? How do you treat and talk to people when you're sitting back having a drink, right? And we get so it's really an honor that I get to spend as much time with the people that I do when I go to places that I do. Because most of the times you only get that when you want to retreat. It's like every time I come to the city, it's like a retreat. It's a 4-day in-city retreat. Honestly, that's what it is. Because if we went on a retreat, it would be the same way. The only difference is you wouldn't go home at night, right? You would do all of these, go to sleep the next morning, pop up, and we would continue on. This is just in-city retreats. You get to go back home, make sure your children is good, make sure your pets is good. All right, see you tomorrow morning. All right, Austin, Texas, see you tomorrow morning. All right, Sacramento, California, Nevada City, see you tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? And we go through this for 3 or 4 days. We spend time. Good morning, stranger danger. Hope your California trip was amazing. It was, Vicky. It was, and so was my Texas trip. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely love you. You make that shit live. You know what I mean? So, yeah, shout out to Vicky, you know, one of the people who be there when I be in Texas. And that's what I'm saying. Be it that I'm go every month to these places, we have a chance not to just spend them days, but then the next time I come and the next time we continue on, we break bread, we have dinner, we talk about challenging conversations. Yeah. We talk about racist or race conversations. We talk about religions. We talked about the Jew and the Jews and the who is it? The people that's warring over there, blowing each other up, the Palestinians and all. We talk about that type of stuff. We talk about LGBTQ stuff. We talk about being on the spectrum and autism and how do you operate as a people. We talk about, you know what I'm saying, country versus the urban city versus like everything. We have real conversations with real people about real events and real places. Because that's what we are. Like when we come together, our circles be really, you know what I'm saying, some of everybody from everywhere. And I love it. So, you know, I just wanted to come on and just share with y'all, like, social media for me is not a real place. It's a avenue of expression. Okay, so I want y'all to know, because I just want to say thank you to everybody who reached out for me and was like, yo, I see your social media, you going through something, what's wrong? Social media for me is like a diary or a what do you call them? Where like it's like a video diary log, right? Because understand that this is not just for y'all or me. I said this many times. Some of y'all might not know this. This is all being recorded, not just to Facebook, but to the YouTube and other spaces. So my children have hours and hours and hours of me talking about what I see in the community and how I feel about it. You can pick any subject you want, and there's a video somewhere in there about how I feel and how I look at this subject. And my children have hours and hours and hours and hours of footage to go back and watch. Not just me on stage doing my talks and my speeches, not just me at work, you know what I'm saying, talking to the people about my modalities. No, about life, about relationships, about sex, about poly, about friendship, about breaking up. How do you about fun shit? How do you make up with your kids? All like stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? What type of motherfucking, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's in there. It's in there. So just know, y'all, that when I be on here and I be going, It don't just like some people be really coming to me like, oh, if you want your social media presence to be more this and that, and if you want to make more money, and if you want to do more business, you need to change your social media. And I be listening because I be like, yo, these people are really looking out for me. I appreciate them, but they just don't understand. They don't understand. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm okay. Anybody who says they don't want to do business with me because of how I present myself on social media, they saved me an opportunity, because that person would have wanted to do business. We'd have started doing business. They'd have seen real me, and then they would have wanted a refund, or they would have wanted it. I don't want all the money, y'all. Remember, I used to be a hustler. One of my rules as a hustler is don't never try to get all the money. Just try to get yours. As long as you do that, you can't lose. Just get yours. And if you ain't getting enough, then get more. But how do you get more? You earn more. You do more. You know what I'm saying? You do more. So even my partners in the magical realms talk to me. They like, man, you be working too much. Like, why don't you use your magic more? Why don't you use your power more? And it'd be like, that ain't how I was built. So I save it. You know what I'm saying? I save all of that shit. I'm the racer that's gonna drive almost all the way to the end just off of, like, there's no reason for me to use the nitrogen oxygen unless there's somebody in front of me right before I hit the finish line. That's it. That's it. Like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I think. That's how I move. Like, I don't use all of the stuff I have access to just because I have it. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to work. Like, I get up every morning and I come sit here and I do my cushion coffee with a cap, and I wake up my mind and I say, all right, what we gonna do? I'm a worker. I am a worker. Even though I'm a boss, I'm in the trenches. I'm in the trenches. Ask anybody who's worked with me. I'm not at here, you do all the heavy stuff, or I'll sit over here and count money and make plans. No, I make all the plans, right? And then we start to work. So my mindset and my energy is a like worker, like work. I like to get it. So it is what it is. I don't need to use more magic. I don't need to lessen my load, because it improves me. It's like a martial art for the mind. Like, even with my babies and getting up, and then the beginning of the morning is personal hygiene and feeding and structuring and all of this. And then the next set of the day, you know what I'm saying, noon to god dang on 6, this is education and balancing and building and doing all of it and executing, right? And then after 6, this is like rest and relaxation, eat and food and relax and kick it with the fam. And you got to structure it. And when you get that structure, you start putting everything in those slots in each box, it become easy. My wives used to ask me, like, damn, they used to be like, man, you make us sick, man. You be making this shit look easy. Because, you know what I'm saying, they'll be taking care of the home, the children, all of that. And then they'll go do something, or they'll leave or whatever, and it'll be on me. And when they get back, everything's executed flawlessly. Okay, the baby's hair might be can use a little touch up. You know what I'm saying? Hold me down. But, I gotta structure, and I just jump in. Nikki said, haha, said like a true manifesting generator. Built that 3D generator drive to steal your magic. Yes. Oh, but that. Yes, indeed. I agree. That's how I be feeling. Because it's like, boom, I manifest, and then I generate. No, I generate, then I manifest. You know what I'm saying? That is so true. So that's my power. Figure out your human design right here. Vicky McHale, who's commenting. If you're not familiar with human design, add her as a friend. Reach out, see if you can get analysis. I'm not sure if she's still giving analysis or whatnot, but I'm sure there's a nice little exchange that she'll take for some hella information. So if you're not familiar with that, I think most of the people around are pretty much now familiar with their human design. But if not, figure that out, because if you have any challenges in your walks, in your businesses, in your relationships, in your digestion of your food, in your slate. So many things that people look for alternative health practitioners for. One of the first things that we look at, just so you know, is your human design. Pardon myself. I'm sorry. Let me run that back. Excuse me. Who the f am I? as an alternative health practitioner, as a health practitioner, when you come to me and have a lot of issues, one of the first things that I look at is your human design or your celestial kingdom. Your celestial kingdom, we talk about the healing with the kingdoms. The celestial kingdom is your human design, your astrology, your cardiology, your numerology. A lot of these things need to be made aware of. You need to be aware of these things, and you need to make sure that you are in tune with them. Some people are failing because they keep running into projects and running up to people and showing them, plans and asking them and telling them what they need to do, and they projectors, and they don't know that they're supposed to wait for an invitation. And they try to figure out like everything I'm doing is right, and every time I go to somebody and every time I do something, it goes wrong because they don't understand they're a projector. Making that one little change will change your entire life. Listen, when I was taught you need to stop responding while you are in an emotional height, when I was taught that, it changed my life. Because I am a very emotional person. And my fight or flight is fight. Response immediately. Wait, what? No, wait, what? No, cuz. So anything that comes to me emotionally, whether it's heightened in a positive way, like, oh shit, or in a, wait, what? I'm not supposed to respond to anything until that shit calms down. And I never knew that. And that was 80% of my life. In life, when things went fucked up, 80% of it was that. 80% of it was me immediately opening my mouth or doing something when something emotional comes to me. So when I learned that, like, what? It took a minute before I could start actually understanding how to, and it was a challenge. Like, what? Oh, but now that I have learned to wait until the emotions come to a halt and then respond, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think you all can tell the difference of when I respond while emotions are still hating and when I respond based off of, okay, I'm reflecting on something and I need to respond. I know y'all can. So a week or two ago, all of that social media shit, that was me responding. Most of it was me responding in the heights. And then I would come back and respond when the shit, and you can look at when I responded, how, and you could tell when you understand? So those types of things will save you within your profession, right? I own businesses and things like that. So I have a different challenge, right? But if you work or you deal with, other people for finances, the way you respond can change your commas. If you deal with the community, if you like all of the aspects of your life, if you deal with your children, what the fuck, like everything, you're emotional. No, gotta run. Give some dog a hug. Indeed. Have a good day, Vicky. I love you, baby. Yeah. So check into your human design, man. Get your knowledge. Get your cosmic kingdom aligned before you start tapping into the rest. Then jump into the mineral, then the plant, then the fungi, then the animal, then the man. Or reverse that. Or jump in them all at the same time. It depends on your understanding of it and how you feel. I'm microdose, y'all. So yeah, I'm feeling nice right now. So that's the House of Genesis. That's what the House of Genesis has been up to. That's what's going on. What's going on at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, though? The pad. So look, the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit this month is focusing on the city, Detroit, and giving back. So we are putting together a lot of packages. We're doing raffles. We about to raffle some stuff off. Um, we are going to be we got 5 new releases of Sincere Mirage infused wine. If you know, you know. If you don't, you might want to tap in. So definitely, we got cases on cases on cases on deck. And here I said we operating like the Boardwalk Empire. Look at all them cases over there. Oh, yeah, Boardwalk Empire over here. Yeah, so it is the holiday season. So for those of y'all who do that, you know what I'm saying, if you need some gifts, you might want to tap in. If you know, rock with the pad, you ain't been here in a minute, you might want to tap in. We cut a lot of the prices. So prices went down on a lot of stuff. We've added a lot of stuff. We just don't talk about what's going on with the pad because you know people come to the pad. So it's like it's already known. But for those of y'all who don't know or ain't been here in a minute, you might want to pull up to the Psychonaut Academy in Detroit. We got a lot of goodies in here. Got a lot of things for y'all. So with that being said, man, stay tuned. More will be revealed. But that's it. I just really wanted to come in and blow one with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all know I'm still here and everything's still everything. But other than that, tell somebody you love them in a language they can understand it in. Peace.